looking for a hero? Well, look up. No more running. It's been dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy, I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back up. We go.
Hello. And I want to thank you for tuning in to a very special episode of Insights of a Survivor. It is my son's birthday. Happy heavenly birthday, happy universe birthday to my son, Junior, my June bug. He is 28 years old today, you guys. 28 years old. I had him young, by the way, so that does not tell you how old I am. But it's his birthday, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how I was going to do this. I really didn't. I didn't want to put his birthday out for everyone to see, but that's not who he was. That's not who he was. He was someone who liked to be. He wanted to be seen. He was a boxer. He wanted to do things. He wanted to be remembered. So I don't want to allow my, I guess you could call it imposter syndrome. I don't know what it's to call it. I don't want what I feel to prevent myself from doing what I know he would have wanted. My entry is not what I wanted it to be. So I'm going to jump in and say welcome to Insights of a Survivor. Today is a deeply personal, but it is a tribute to my son, who he again would have been 28. Today is his birthday. I want to take this time to honor him, to reflect on the love he gave me, and to share. Oh God, I don't know if I'm gonna get through this entire episode, you guys. I'm gonna do the best that I can. To reflect on the love he gave me and to so many other people, and to share how he shaped my life in ways that are impossible to put in words. So today was the day that my life was truly saved. Today was the first day I understood and felt actual real love. I became a mother to one of the most beautiful children in the world. He came into this world wide awake. He was yelling, screaming, alert. First words as he came out was when he took his first breath was "Mama." I mean, you had to be there to believe it, but he wasn't even 2 minutes old and he's screaming for his mama. He loved me. And losing him took a part of me I will never get back. It's like that first breath that he gave me, the first breath of love that he gave me was somehow taken away. Even though I know that's not true. He was a gift I received, and I miss him every single day. Not knowing the man that he would have been at 28 breaks my heart, because I know he would have been something special, man. I know he would have made me proud, just like his younger siblings do every day. I know that he would have made me just as proud as they do. When I say he saved my life, I mean literally. He gave me a reason to fight, to stay, to get out of the streets, because at that time I was in the streets. I didn't know anything better. I had to run away from home. I had to do what I had to do to survive. But having a child, you can't have a parent who loves their child. And I'm not to say all parents don't love their child, but for me, it's not putting them back out in the streets where I was being abused and raped and tortured and having to sell drugs and do things. I had to get myself together. Um, and that's what all I had known all those years was to just be out in the streets. He gave me a reason to fight for myself, to not give up on life because I'd given up on life. Everybody who ever came into my life has ever wanted, all they've ever really wanted to do was prove something that I couldn't take this or I couldn't do that or I can't well I'm gonna whoop her ass because she can't whoop mine. I'm going to whatever. Everyone always has some type of negative motive when it came to being in my life, but not my kids. All my kids ever wanted from me was to love them and them love me back. And um, when I held him in my arms, I knew I couldn't allow those demons that were trying to break me to win. I had to live because I was the only person in the world who could have shown him the love that no one else had ever shown me, ever. So looking at him for the first time, I felt hope. I felt hope, something I never felt. When I always felt lost, I felt hope. And every time I wanted to give up, he would smile. He had this beautiful big smile, or he would laugh, and it would remind me that beauty does exist. And it exists in those little moments and hearing my children express love and happiness the best way they know how. And I miss that presence in him so deeply because I still have my younger two that still do their parts, even as adults. You'll never get over those little things that they do to make you smile. But I'm missing a part of my puzzle. I feel him with me, but it will never be the same as holding him in my arms and giving him a hug. Um, I remember when he was young, he understood that I was a single mom. When he was, when he was the oldest sibling, so he understood that I was a single mother, and he saw what I went through with his bio donor because like all of my kids are by my ex-husband biologically, and he hated that he couldn't help me because he was so small. So when he got older, he did everything he could to kind of ease my burden. Even if it was shoveling snow or seeing somebody outside doing work in an apartment complex and offering to help them for a couple of dollars just so that he could have a little money. All he wanted to do was help me support his siblings. He would cook meals. He would watch the kids while I went to work. He would help me when I was, when I couldn't do it myself. And he would try his best in ways only a child with such a huge heart could. I loved his energy. All he ever wanted was to see his family happy. We were his world. And I know he loved us. I know he loved us deeply. And to see him smile, man, it was magical. It was really, really magical. All he had this beautiful, beautiful smile. It was just so big, so pretty, so just it was who he was, and it would light my world up. And I miss seeing that. His laughter would light up an entire room. And again, he had this huge heart. And anyone who knew him, they felt his love. He was very protective of the people he cared about. And being around him always meant being surrounded by love because that's who he was. That's what he was. You know, um, Even though his life was cut short, he touched so many people. He touched so many people. And um, his short life taught me lessons about hope, about resilience, because he bounced back even when he was being abused by his dad. He still had love and hope. And he taught me about unconditional love. And even now, I feel his presence guiding me, reminding me of the beauty in life and the importance of cherishing those we love. His spirit is with me. And even when I can't hold him physically, I know that he's there. It kills me that I can't hold him physically, but I know that he's there. I yell at him, I fuss at him, and I talk to him, I cry with him. But he's right there. He's still there with me. He's here with me right now, encouraging me to get through this episode because again, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get through. Um, so now I just want to kind of take some time and share some memories of my son. Stories that kind of captured his spirit, his drive, his humor, his heart. These moments are the moments that remind me why his life, though it was so short, was so impactful. Um, and it was so full of joy. So like when he was younger, when he was a baby, he was born sickly. and he was still so happy. He never let that define him. He wanted to prove that he could do anything. He threw himself into sports. He threw himself into stuff in the sports with all his heart. Because even when he was younger, he was diagnosed with an enlarged heart. He was diagnosed with asthma, allergies up the yin yang, thalassemia, anemia. But he wouldn't let that define who he was. He wouldn't let that stop him from being somebody that was going to leave a mark. He wouldn't let that stop him from letting us see the best in him. And he didn't let that break him. So he threw himself in the sports. I tried to push music on him because that's my thing, but he had other plans. He played football, he played track a little bit, but he loved, and he even wrestled. Like he did wrestling. He was good at everything he did. He really was. But what he loved the most was tumbling, flipping, gymnastics, and boxing. He joined the cheer team, and yes, he was caught. He got a lot of slack from his bio dad. Was making little jokes and comments about him being a cheerleader, but he didn't care. He did not care. He loved it. He was so proud of what he accomplished on his own because I never put him in gymnastics. He taught himself how to tumble. He taught himself how to flip. And he was recruited and given a scholarship to a local cheer team in Bakersfield, California. And at 16, he and his team won first place at their division, in their division at a national competition in Las Vegas. My sister Tika, she got to go there and see him. She was able to go and see him flip, and she was able to enjoy seeing something that nobody else was able to see because he loved it so much. He loved it so much, but I mean, I didn't get a chance to see it because I couldn't leave,
Oh
and
shit.
but I know that, but from what she told me, he did an excellent job. He did an excellent job. That's him right there. He just love flipping, love flipping. That's my baby. That's my baby. He okay. um, he was just dedicated to everything he did. He went to San Francisco San Diego every Thursday to practice because the team that picked him up wasn't even in Bakersfield. He had to catch a train, and then he went to boxing practice every day, and he loved boxing. He trained at the Police Activity League, the PALS program in Bakersfield, California, with one of his close friends, Miguel, who still boxes to this day, has a pair of boxing shorts that are a tribute to his to Junior. And he trained under Daniel. Daniel was one of the best trainers, man. He asked when I was leaving to Alaska to let him live with him. He would have taken him into his home and kept him. If I'd have known this was how everything was going to turn out, I probably would have let him. But I just was like, I need my kids. I need to be with my kids. Um, but he was the one who trained my son to love boxing. He also trained my younger two. They kind of trained under him as well. So when we moved back to Alaska, he fought in Thursday night fight matches, and he won state nationals in his weight class. He was 17 years old, you guys. Now I hope I don't get anyone into trouble. I'm not suing anyone. But he was 17. He forged my signature to say that he was 18 years old, even though he was 17, and he fought every single week. They paid you for those fights. He fought every single week, won most of his fights, and won nationals. And I was just so proud. I could never watch him fight. So every time I watched him fight, he would lose by technical, not a knockout or anything. It was the counting thing. Um, the points. That's what he lost by points because I think me being there made him nervous. So I wouldn't go. But I was so proud of him. He had a natural talent for everything he did, and combined that with his smart, intelligent mind, he was incredible, and he was determined. Watching him chase his passions taught me so much about resilience, focus, and embracing life fully. Another thing I remember is a time that still makes me laugh. I told my daughter tonight that I was gonna tell this story. He was so mad. His little sister one morning came. Well, I used to get those big old blocks of lunch meat ham. This was when I still ate pork. and you have to get it either a deli slicer to slice it, or you had to cut that stuff for yourself. Um, and so he cut a slice so carefully. It was like a perfect slice of ham, like he got it from the actual store, cut like a deli. And he went to the kitchen. I think he went to get some cheese or something. And when he came back, my daughter, his little sister, was sitting in the chair, and his piece of ham was gone. And he's screaming, yelling, yelling, yelling. He's mad. She's just sitting there like, she wouldn't budge. I don't know. So after a few minutes, I go in there and I ask, I'm like, what's going on? And she took my ham. She took my ham, and she had it hidden under her thigh. So I tell her, give him his ham back. So she slowly hands it over, but there's a bite taken out of it, and he just lost his shit. He was so mad. He just like, oh, you could tell he just wanted to just shake her, probably throw the ham at her face. I don't know, but I got him to just cut another piece of ham. And I told his sister, like, don't take his stuff. Come on now, don't be that way, because it wasn't hers. But she's spoiled. She's the baby. She didn't care. She was like, whatever. But in reality, if she would have went there and asked him, he would have given her the ham because he loved her more than anybody. But the siblings teasing, the arguments, this stuff made these moments unforgettable. But the bond that they shared, man, they were so close. They had a bond that was unbreakable. You couldn't tell them nothing. You couldn't tell him nothing about them. They were so close. I don't care what they go through. You were not going to mess with him about his sister or his brother because he comes hard. No one could come between them, and I loved it. Even as a child, he had this heart full of love and responsibility. He noticed the struggles I faced, and again, he would try in every way to help, even before he really understood. He did. I mean, shoveling. All the stuff that he did for me was just, I don't know. He was everything. He was so smart. He was disciplined. Everything he did, whether in sports, school, or just helping me at home, he approached it with focus and dedication. He was a Virgo, so everything had to be perfect. Watching him strategize in boxing or practice routines with his chair, it just kind of reminded me of his intelligence combined with the big heart that he had. He didn't just participate, he excelled. He carried himself with pride, courage, and integrity. These memories remind me that he was more than just his accomplishments, that they showed that who he was. He was passionate. He was so funny, so loving, and so generous. He would give you anything. He really would. If he couldn't do it, he would ask me to do it, and I would do it. He would bring that he had a friend when he was in the 6th grade who was having issues at home. And the little boy was just sitting outside my house. He was like, Mom, he's hungry. He's in the 6th grade now. So he made sure I knew that this little boy was hungry because he knew that I wouldn't let that boy sit outside in the middle of the winter in Alaska and freeze. And I let him come into my home. I fed him. I got him warm. And then I drove him home. I talked to his mom. I'm like, lady, what's going on? And I've seen what was going on in the home. And I just let the little boy know, if you ever need me, you can always come knock on this door. But it was the love my son had for his friend to even allow me to help him. Some kids would have just left him sitting outside. Some would have tried, He had a heart to give. Even now, I feel his laughter and his determination and his love, everything. I feel all of that he left behind. Sharing these stories kind of keeps him alive in my heart, and it reminds me of the joy he brought into the world every day. So now I want to take a moment and say hi to you, my June bug. I wrote you a letter. This is something from my heart, and I hope that it can also serve as a space for anyone listening to connect with someone that they may have lost. Okay. To my sweet June bug, my June bug. Today you would have been 28 years old, and not a moment goes by that I don't think about you. I want you to know how deeply we all love and miss you. Your laughter, your energy, and your huge heart. Things will never, ever be the same without you here. But every single day we fight, me, your brother, your sister, and your little niece, who doesn't know you but loves you just as much as she loves the rest of us. We fight to make you proud. And she reminds me of you because all she says is, I love my family. I love my family. That's my baby. We carry your spirit in every step we take. We honor the love you gave us by living fully and fiercely. I wish you could see how your brother and your sister are growing, how they carry pieces of you in their heart, how your bravery, kindness, and joy continue to inspire all of us. I wish I could tell you again how proud I am of you to your face, because I know you hear me now. And not for the trophies or the awards that you won, but for who you are, for who you were when you were here, and who you still are, who you continue to be in our memories, in our heart, and in our lives. I miss holding you. I miss seeing your smile. I miss hearing your voice, feeling that presence that you made everything brighter. Life is harder without you physically here, but you are with me in so many ways I never imagined possible. Your love continues to guide me, to remind me of hope, to remind me that even in pain there is beauty and strength. We all love you so much, my June bug, and know and more words than we could hold. We miss you every day. We carry you always. You are forever part of our hearts, our family, our lives. Happy heavenly birthday, my sweet, sweet June bug. And that's from me, your brother, your sister, your TT, your cousin Ron, your cousin Ijana, Deja Ernestine, your dad Marlon, your niece Mira, even your nana. She might not be able to say it, but she loved you too. You know, um, from Marche, from everybody who's ever known you. Oh my goodness, I'm trying to think of more names because there's a long list of people, and there's one in particular, and I'm gonna remember her name, and she's gonna kick my ass. Miss Ruby Red, you know who I'm talking about. So she changed her Facebook name so much, and I'm gonna look at her when I see her, and she's gonna cuss me out. Well, she's never gonna cuss me out, but she's gonna be butthurt because I'm like, I say her name all the time. I say her name all the time, and today my brain is just not working. But from her as well, because she was in the car with him when the bad thing happened, and she stayed by his side in the fields. Jacinda from Jacinda. Oh my God, I love you, Jacinda. Change your name back from Ruby Red. That's throwing me off. We all love you. We all love you so much. Alex, Danae, Denasia, Durrell. I'm missing so many Dontrell, not Dontrell, Donovan, your Uncle Trail, Riri. Yeah, I'm not gonna say all the names. Gabby, Jade and Lila, Glenn, um, Lloyd, Kiana, Jasmine. I mean, I'm missing somebody. I'm missing somebody. Lordy, Kiana. I wish my daughter was here. She knows, but all of your cousins, blood and loved. We all love you. All of your family, the family that you've made and the family that you were born in. We all love you, and we miss you. So now I want everyone to take a moment and imagine that you're speaking to someone you lost. Picture their face, hear their voice, and tell them what's in your heart. It could be a parent, a child, a sibling, a friend, whoever. Let yourself feel that connection. Feel that love that never fades. This is our chance. This is our space of remembrance and healing. And remember that those we love are never truly gone because they live in our hearts and in the way we carry them forward. Even as we grieve, even as our hearts ache, there is power in remembering, in speaking, and in honoring. And today I honor my son, my June, my Junior. I love you, Junior. Y'all call him Ty, but he's my June bud. And I honor the love that remains unbroken. And I invite you all to do the same in your own way for the ones that you have lost. So as we close, I want to reflect on how my son's life continues to influence me and guide everything I do today. Even though he's physically not here with me, his spirit is woven into every decision, every moment, and every action I take. Everything I do now is to show him and his brother and his sister that I have not given up on them, on myself, or on life. And I won't lie, there was a time where I wanted to just quit entirely. Losing him felt like the world it just defeated me. But I know that was never who he was. And that's not who his brother and his sister are. They fought and I had to fight. And it was never who I am because that's what I taught them. So I know that that's not who he was. And my children, they needed me. And I needed to step up. So I couldn't let the world defeat me. They lost him too. And he wanted nothing more than for his brother and his sister to feel loved and protected and stable. There, that's when I realized. That's when I realized. I'm sorry, you guys. Somebody's blowing my face. Oh, hold on. Let me see who's. Oh, I love you too, sis. I'm sorry. You can blow me up anytime you want to, Miss Cassandra. Thank you. I love you. Uh, um, but that's when I realized it wasn't time for me to give up. Even in my deepest, loneliest time, I was never really alone. He was always here with me. I couldn't feel him. No challenge I face can compare to the devastation of losing a child. I faced my deepest fear. I'm afraid of spiders, cats, rats, whatever, but none of those can compare to losing a child. And I faced that fear. I hope I never have to face it again, but I faced it at least once, and that has given me strength. That is why my Rise and Thrive Empowerment Summit is important to me because that's what it's about. It's about showing that no matter how hard life is, we can rise and thrive. And every year I honor my son through that work, proving that January 24th, 2017 was not the end. That's the day he was taken from me. And that's why I hold that event every year, the week before his anniversary. It was the beginning of my journey. I have an angel on my side that's keeping me and my children and my family safe. And while I would rather hold him physically, I talk to him as if he was still here because his presence is real in my heart. His presence is always real in my heart. He taught me so much about love, resilience, and seeing the best in people, even when I don't always want to. And though he had to grow up really fast because he had a sorry father, a mom who worked a lot, and he had a lot of responsibility, he never became cruel. He never became bitter, not even to his biological father who abused him, to abuse both of us. He celebrated other success and he felt deep sadness when those that he loved were hurt. Again, it's not just me and his siblings. He loved so many people. He saved me in ways he never knew, simply just by being himself. Light, love, and laughter embodied in a young man big, with a heart bigger than anyone could imagine. Literally, because he was diagnosed at like 7 years old with an enlarged heart, and he did not let that stop him from being the best he could be at anything he did. His love and light are deeply missed, but they continue to shape who I am today and how I raised his siblings and how I still love and support them in their adulthood. But if he was here today, if he were still here today for his birthday, I feel like he would want to enjoy one of his favorite meals, either burgers, catfish, or chicken, which I cooked chicken and smothered potatoes tonight. He would want to be surrounded by people that he would love, relaxing, maybe smoking a blunt, laughing and enjoying the day. He was about to join the military before he passed away, so he might have even been traveling today for his birthday, seeing the world in ways that he always wanted. Even though I did take him around as much as I could, I didn't do as much as I wanted to because of certain circumstances that prevented me, but it's okay. I always did my part to help him see a glimpse of it. And today I honor the adventurous, loving, and joyful spirit that he was and always will be in our hearts. Even though he's gone from this world, his lessons, his love, and his courage still remain. I carry him with me in everything I do and in the choices I make in the way that his siblings are. My son's life, though far too short, continues to show me what love is. It inspires me. It reminds me that even in my deepest grief, love will always endure and hope can always be found. So I wanted to use this time to share like two little videos. I showed the one of him flipping, but I have two more videos that I want to show. And Marche, if you see this, baby girl, I love you. I'm sorry, but you gave me these videos and I'm going to share them. This is, I think I showed you guys this one of him flipping. So let's get the other ones of him. This is who my baby was. He was a happy person. She's singing in his. I love my son so much. I love my son. The other videos I have of him is of him cursing, you guys, putting that out there. So this is all you got, him flipping and him working at Wendy's. That was actually a video of him. Those two videos were like a year before he passed away. Again, the other ones were of him cursing. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to take a moment of silence to remember my son. Um, I'm going to go on mute and I'm going to turn off my camera because I'm probably going to try to shed a tear. So just give me 1 minute, moment of silence to honor my son's life. Okay, thank you so much for helping me honor my baby. I forgot. I knew remember I forgot. I forgot his cousin Lil Gabby, his cousin Bernice, and his other auntie Jackie and her three boys. I cannot remember their names. They are so much younger than him. Actually, two of them he never even got a chance to meet. So I knew I was forgetting a couple of people. Um, so before I close out, I want to ensure that everyone has everything that they need to access in real time. If you're feeling triggered by this, if you know someone who is experiencing difficulties dealing with grief or the loss of a loved one, please reach out to organizations that can help. So in this case, if you experience the loss of a child or are grieving the loss of a loved one, I want you to know that you are not alone. The Compassionate Friends is a national organization that provides support, comfort, and hope to families who have lost a child. They offer local chapters, online support groups, and resources to help you navigate your grief journey. Connecting with others who understand your pain can be a really powerful part of your healing. So you can learn more at compassionatefriends.org. Their information and the information of several other grief organizations will be they are actually in the description right now. So if anyone feels the need to get some help or need to support, please feel free to reach out. So as we come to a close, as we come to the end of this episode, I want to take a moment to reflect on what remembering my son truly means to me. Honoring him isn't just about grief, it's about love, it's about lessons, it's about carrying his spirit forward every moment. Every laugh, every achievement reminds me of the strength he gave me, the hope he inspired, and the life we continue to live in his honor. Remembering him shapes my healing journey every single day. It reminds me to keep moving forward, to keep rising, and to embrace life fully, even when the pain feels unbearable, like today. So, thank you so much for sharing these moments with me. I invite you to take time to honor your loved ones, the ones that you've lost. Speak their names, share their stories, hold on to their lessons, or celebrate the joy that they brought into your life. However, you choose to remember them, let it be a space for love, reflection, and growth. Carry their life forward in your own way and let it guide you in your healing journey. So, if you found value in this episode, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this podcast with someone who might need to hear it, someone who's dealing with grief, someone who has to hear that it is okay to live with grief if that's what you need to do. Your engagement helps me reach more survivors, more voices, and more people reclaiming their strength. So you can also leave a comment or a review. Let me know your thoughts, your insights on what spoke to you the most. Thank you for sharing this space with me today and for remembering and reflecting and honoring my son. And always remember that your story does not end in pain, it begins in power.
Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from dark way too long in this place. That bright smile long gone been replaced. From ear to ear, I see that fear in your face. Tell me when the last time you felt safe, cause there's some evil people in the streets. Evil at your front door, creeping while you sleep. It's time to raise up, show that evil we ain't weak. We don't turn the other cheek, I can show you how to be strong. Come on, follow me. Heard you looking for a hero. Well, look up. No more running from the bad guy, I'ma stare him in the eye like, what's up? I know the journey got hard for a minute, but I ain't giving this up. Yeah, I got the heart of a champion. If I get knocked down, I get back.